Good morning, and as you can see, I've got the Xbox up, and what I want to talk about this morning is the new Xbox dashboard, and you can probably see here that it is slightly different to what you may currently have, and that's because the Xbox dashboard, or the new Xbox dashboard, is currently being rolled out to Xbox Insiders, and it will be dropping for everybody, well, fairly soon. It should be coming out before the new Xbox, the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. So you will see it on the new Xboxes, but it is being rolled out, or it will be rolled out to Xbox One X and Xbox One S as well. God, this is getting confusing, all these different bloody names. They all sound the same. But you know what I'm saying anyway. This new dashboard is coming to everybody who has an Xbox, whether it be the current gen or the next gen. And I have to say, it's bloody good. It looks very similar to what we currently have, but the first thing that I noticed was how fast it is. Now, everybody who's talking about this is saying this is bloody fast. And you might think, oh, you know, they're just buying the Kool-Aid. But no, it is bloody quick. Look at this. No messing around. And that was the first thing I noticed, just how fast it all is. I mean, you guys who've got the current dashboard, you'll probably know, or if you've got this one, you'll remember that getting up and down on the Xbox dashboard was a bloody nightmare. You'd kind of hit your Xbox controller and then you'd wait because it would kind of go and then it would move. Or you'd move left and you'd wait and then it'd move, or you'd move 3 times and it would wait and then it would jump across, so you'd actually end up on the wrong panel. So it was a pain in the arse. But this new one is really speedy. And it's also got a fairly clean aesthetic. I don't know if you can see the rounded edges. That was I don't know, it's probably the first thing, actually. The first thing I noticed, I say that the speed was the first thing. But the first thing you see are the little rounded edges. Now, you know, aesthetics is always something that is a personal thing. You may prefer it, you may not prefer it. You may like the sharp edges that we had before. But, you know, you'll get used to it, won't you? As I say, though, it is really, really fast. And you can get up and down, as you can see here. You can do all the same stuff as you did before, like, you know, customize. So you can go in, you can press the little guide button, and it brings up this, and you can customize, and you've got all these. You can move them around on the front page, if you like, on the actual dashboard itself, and add stuff in. You can remove them. I just removed a game that I wasn't playing that I had on there that I wanted to be reminded of, so I would play it, but that's now gone. So yeah, all that stuff's pretty much the same. That hasn't really changed very much, but the other things that have changed are pretty significant. Now, the first thing I saw that had changed was actually the store, and that actually dropped before the new dashboard. So if we just go into that briefly, and as you can see, it's loaded up pretty fast. It glitched a little bit there, but it was a lot faster than it used to be. Sometimes I'd be sitting there for 10 seconds before it would load. But as you can see, once it's loaded, it's pretty fast. Still not as slick as I would like. I'd still like it to be better, but it is, as you can look at me moving around here. And you might think, oh, you know, what's he on about? This is not important. But it is. It really is important when you're trying to get to stuff. Look, I mean, look how fast this is all moving around. And you've got these options here. Look at all this. All on the left-hand side. So if you just go across to the left, you've got all these. You can go store home. It'll take you home. Move across, you've got games. Games home. Takes you to games home, add-ons, and all the rest of it. I mean, I could go through here, but you can have a play with it when you get this. But, I mean, you may have the store already because, as I say, that's dropped first before the new dashboard. And I had this for a few weeks before the new dashboard arrived. But as I say, it is fast. It is quick to find things. You go into search, comes up very, very quickly. And then, I don't know, put a Y in. You got... put a Y in, I get you Wolfenstein. That's interesting. But yeah, if I go into Wolfenstein, you know, it brings that up. You saw how fast that loaded. That's all very quick. So that's good. Let's go out of the store though, because I think we've spent enough time in there. I'm not going into a lot of depth here. I just want to show you what's available. So yeah, that's the store. If we go home and we're back on the main page. And yeah, I mean, I'll go into games and apps and that'll load up quickly. See how fast this all loads? It's all very quick. And I know I keep saying that, but, you know, for those of you who've been with Xbox for a while now, you'll know how slow it was before. But the next thing is the guide. If you go into the guide now, you'll see that this has changed a bit. And you can see, again, you've got the rounded edges. And then you've got, it's slightly changed because you've got stuff at the very top and the very bottom. So at the top, you've got your Xbox guide button, if you like, and underneath you've got home, my games and apps, and then you've got things that you've gone into recently. So you've got settings. I loaded up Gears the other day, DTS Sound Unbound, because I was making a video about that yesterday, I believe. Microsoft Edge, because that loaded up when I was doing something or other. I don't usually load that up on the Xbox, but it's there because it did load. And then you go across, you've got people. And happening now is a new thing. I've not really gone into this. It's something I don't really understand at this stage, but we'll get used to it as time goes on, I'm sure. Gamer score leaderboard, clubs, looking for group, recently played with, and find someone. So you can go and search for someone if they've given you their gamer handle, if you like. And then across from there, we've got parties and chats. It's all pretty much as before, but the layout's slightly different. You've got achievements, and then you've got capture and share. And then across to here, you've got profile and system. Now, under profile and system, if we go into my profile, Joe Chip, into profile, and as you can see here, I've got my background is a graduated background here, and this is something new. If we go into customize profile, you can see, and this is going to, there's going to be more on this as time goes on. But if we go down to the bottom here, we've got change theme. Now, this only came in last week because I could set this on my PC and it actually goes across. So anything you change, you can set this up. So it changes across on your PC, on your Xbox, on your phone, if you're using the Xbox apps on your phone. So you can have it uniform across the whole lot, if you like, that every single app that you're using, your Xbox itself, your PC, and so on and so forth. So if I click on change theme, as you can see here, we've got these new icons here. Now, they're talking about adding a lot more of these in as time goes on. But if you look here, if I go down and I press on the Gears one, it loads up a Gears theme. Minecraft loads up a Minecraft theme. Now you've got Sea of Thieves, Halo. And as I say, they're talking about adding in more. And you can have all different colour schemes. And I quite like this. I quite like this one. This is quite subtle. But yeah, I quite like that. That's new. And as I say, you can change this on your PC and it will move across to your Xbox. Because I changed it on my PC and then I went to my Xbox in the lounge. And it wasn't there initially. I did a reboot with the Xbox and then it showed up. So that's nice. I like that. The other thing, if we go in here, if we have a look here, the way it's set up at the moment at the top, if we go along to profile and system, and then if we look down here, you've got the usual, you've got settings and whatnot, but here's a new one, customize guide. Now, if I click on customize guide, and my kid loved this because when we first looked at this, he said, oh, I don't like the layout, it's different, because they were setting it up to make it quicker. But the way my lad is, he often goes into parties and chats, so he wanted that to be the first one. So he was like, why can't I have that where it was before? He didn't know. And then when I showed him that you could do this, customize guide, and you could actually take parties and chats and move it, he was like, oh, I can have it where I want. So I haven't changed mine around because I wanted to keep it as it comes so I could show you guys. But you can basically customize it to be laid out how you want it, which is a nice touch. And then down at the bottom here, we've got new stuff at the bottom. You've got notifications, Game Pass, the store, search, and your audio settings. So you can change I haven't got a headset mic plugged in at the moment, but you can mess around with those from there. And it's all to hand. And the other thing I like about this is if we go to the top here, I can move across here. If I hit the right trigger now, boom, straight to the bottom. And yeah, I really, really like that. That's really cool. And then I hit the left one, it takes me to the top. So bing, boom, 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 boom. Look how fast that is. And I know I keep going on, but I'm really excited about how fast this bloody thing is, because I've been moaning for years, and I've been talking to Corrupt Clay. Now, he's a streamer these days. He started off as a YouTuber. He's moved into streaming. But we used to talk about this a fair bit, and he was always moaning. He even made a video about how slow and clunky the Xbox front end was. And he was right. And it has kind of improved over the years. But this, it looks to me like they've basically started from scratch. They've gone back to the drawing board and they've cut out all the code that wasn't doing anything or whatever that was causing it to slow down. I don't know exactly what they've done, but it is a lot faster and a lot more usable. I love, the fact you can jump up and down like this. I love the fact that when I go along here, I can customize the guide and set it up as I want it. What I would like, though, and I haven't noticed, I mean, I don't know if you can see, if you can do this, the bottom section doesn't seem to be customizable, which is a bit annoying. I don't know if they're going to improve that, whether they're going to make that an option. But yeah, when you go into Customize Guide here, it doesn't look like you can actually change the stuff at the bottom, which is, I'm as I say, maybe they will add that in, but I wish they would. The other thing, and this is a slight niggle, if you look when I'm at the top here, I'm on the top left-hand side at the moment. If I go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I would want, if I hit right again, for it to go all the way over there. You can also use the paddles to move left and right, but it doesn't go all the way to the end and all the way back. Now, given that you can use your thumbstick to go left and right, I would want to be able to go all the way round. So when I hit right here, it would go over to here. And then if I went left here, it would go over to here. So that would be a nice added touch. I also think, given that you're using your thumbstick to go left and right, the paddles should take you all the way to the end. That would be useful because you've got up and down. If if you do this, you could go up and down with the triggers. Why not complete left and right with the paddles? That would seem to make sense to me. So these are little niggles, but they're things that I would like to have that would actually make it even faster and even better to use. But the fact we've got all this stuff and you can get to it really, really rapidly, and that you can go in and you can customize the guide as well, with that little caveat that you can't customize the stuff at the bottom at the moment, as far as I can tell. But yeah, I think it's really, really nice. I like the aesthetic. I like the way it's laid out. I like the fact that you can get into things really quickly. It's so much better than it was before. I can't tell you how much better this is than it was before. But then again, before it was terrible. And I actually made a video some time ago saying it wasn't as bad as people were saying, but I was wrong. It was. It was slow. It was clunky. It was not fun to use. Whereas this, look at that. I know it sounds like a silly thing, but it's quality of life stuff, isn't it? It just makes it a bit nicer to be able to use the Xbox and get to and from the things you're doing. And you can get into games quickly and all the rest of it. If I go into my games and apps, all this stuff loads up quickly. I've only got 11 games on here. I've got a lot more games that aren't installed. But yeah, for now, if we look at if we look at this, the games I've got on my main Xbox, it gets a bit silly. But yeah, the fact that you can move backwards and forwards really quickly, and again, I'm using my triggers to go up and down from top to bottom here, makes it so much more pleasant to use. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to say that, if you are looking to get an Xbox Series X, or even, you've got a current Xbox, I think you're going to enjoy this new front end. It's a lot easier to use. There's multiple ways to get to stuff still, but the fact that it's faster makes it so much more enjoyable. But anyway, I'm going on now, so I'm going to stop. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like this front end? Do you like the look of it? If you've already got it, if you're an insider like me and you've already got it, are you enjoying using it? Have you found that it's quick? Has it slowed down at all for you? All the usual stuff, and we can discuss it in the comments. Do you think it's better than it was before? Do you prefer it to the PlayStation interface? I kind of do. I think you can get to things a lot better with this. I find the PlayStation interface is a little bit of a pain as well, especially where it's, to get to games and stuff like that can be a bit of a pain. But this now is as fast, if not faster, than the PlayStation UI. And yeah, I think Microsoft have done really well here. Taken them long enough since 2013 when they first started with the Xbox One. But they got there in the end, just in time for the next generation. Right, that's me done. I'm going to go and grab a cup of tea, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye.